Hello children, today we are going to learn the second part of our chapter 6, combustion and flame. In this chapter we are going to the details of flame, structure of flame and the different types of fuels and calorific value of fuels. So first one is the definition of flame. Before that you are going to observe the flame of an LPG and also a candle light. Now what is meant by flame? Flame is the zone of combustion of a combustible substances, that we call it as flame, and the substances which vaporize during burning. The substances which vaporize during burning produce flames. For example, kerosene, wax, etc. And some substances like coal, charcoal do not vaporize. Hence, they do not produce flames. Next is the structure of a candle flame. There are mainly three parts, three main zones are there. They are outer zone, middle zone and inner zone. In the outer zone, complete combustion of the fuel takes place and the color of the flame is blue and is the hottest part of the flame. It is the non-luminous part of the flame. In the middle case, the middle zone, partial combustion of the fuel takes place and the color of the flame is yellow and is moderately hot part of the flame. It is the luminous part of the flame. Luminous part means the light evolves from that part, that is luminous part. Whereas the inner zone, there are unburned vapors of the fuel and the color is black and is the least hot part. Now this is the structure of the candle. These are the outer zone, middle zone and inner zone. Now let us do an experiment. Light a candle and when the candle flame is steady, introduce a clean glass plate or slide into the luminous zone, Hold it there with a pair of tongs for about 10 seconds. Then remove it. What will you observe? We can see a circular blackish ring is formed on the glass plate or slide. It indicates the deposition of unburned carbon particles. That is deposition of unburned carbon particles. That is when we hold a glass plate in the luminous zone, that is middle zone, we will observe a circular blackish ring. That is because of the unburned deposition of unburned carbon particles. And now hold a copper wire just into the non-luminous zone. We are holding a copper wire in the non-luminous zone for 30 seconds. Now what will be the observation? Yes, we can notice that the portion of the copper wire just outside the flame gets red hot. This indicates that the non-luminous zone of the flame has a higher temperature. Non-luminous zone has a higher temperature. In fact, this part of the flame is the hottest part. This non-luminous part, the outer part of the flame is the hottest part. Now I think you can tell me why goldsmith blow the outermost zone of the flame with a metallic blowpipe for melting gold and silver. Yes, it is the hottest part of the flame, and that is used to melt the gold. The sources of heat energy for domestic and industrial purposes, they are mainly wood, charcoal, petrol, kerosene, etc. These are all we listed out in the last class. These substances are called fuels. These substances are called fuels. Fuels are of three main types. They are solid fuels, liquid fuels, and gaseous fuels. Example for solid fuels are wood, charcoal, etc. And for liquid fuels, it is kerosene and petrol, diesel, etc. And for gaseous fuels, that is CNG, LPG, biogas, etc. There is probably no fuel that could be considered as an ideal fuel, but we should look for a fuel which fulfills most of the requirements for a particular use. These are the characteristics of good fuel. First one is it should be readily available and also cheap, and it should be easy to store and transport. It should burn at a moderate rate. The fuel we should use must be, it should produce large amount of heat and does not leave behind any undesirable substances, and also it does not cause any pollution. These are the characteristics of good fuels. Now we can look into the calorific value of different fuels. Suppose you were asked to boil a given quantity of water using cow dung, coal and LPG as fuel. Which fuel would you prefer? Do these three fuels produce the same amount of heat? No. Not these three fuels do not produce the same amount of heat, right? So the amount of heat, we can define the calorific value of a fuel, that is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel is called its calorific value. All the fuel burns with, that is all the fuels produce different amount of heat. So we are defining the calorific value of a fuel, that is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel is known as the calorific value of that fuel. The calorific value of a fuel is expressed in a unit called kilojoule per kg. That is, the unit of the calorific value of a fuel is kilojoule per kg. There are calorific values for different fuels in kilojoule per kg is given in the table. Among them, hydrogen have the highest calorific value. Hydrogen has the highest calorific value among all the fuels. Now, what are the harmful effects on the environment due to burning of fuels? First one is, fuels like wood, coal, petrol release unburnt carbon particles which cause respiratory diseases like asthma. Okay, the second harmful effect to the environment is, that is incomplete combustion of fuels release carbon monoxide gas, which is a very poisonous gas which can cause death. And the third one is, burning of most fuels release carbon dioxide gas which causes rise in the temperature of the atmosphere. This is what we call it as global warming. It causes melting of polar ice, rise in sea level and flooding of coastal areas. And the fourth one is burning of coal and petroleum release oxides of sulfur and nitrogen which dissolve in rainwater and forms acid rain. It is harmful for crops, soil, and it damages the buildings. The use of diesel and petrol as fuels in automobiles is being replaced by CNG. CNG means compressed natural gas, because CNG produces the harmful products in very small amounts. That is, CNG is a cleaner fuel.